question the other day. And I'm just kind of like,
welcome to the most complicated title for a panel possible. Strengthen our limitations. Originally this panel was called Playing Crazy and somebody else was moderating it, and that didn't work out, so while I got that they were trying to, steer away from that terminology, I still didn't like it as a title, so as I presented this and nobody disagreed, which is probably a huge mistake. We just went with it.
we were saving our disagreements for today.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm going to pure moderate here. So, all right. Welcome to this panel. I'm not exactly sure how to introduce this outside of. We've had variations of this panel at pretty much every con and FanX except for the last one, because that one was much smaller. And while these have usually been pretty small panels, they've been really good conversations. And I personally enjoy audience participation, and we're going to make sure that that happens in case you have any questions or comments or anything along those lines. But outside of this, really, I'm going to do the introductions first, and I'll just kind of talk about what I think this panel should be about, but I'm going to leave it up to these fine people here. So first off, my name is Burton. I'm a former therapist, former podcaster, and I work in criminal defense as a mitigation specialist. Sounds more impressive than it really is. I collect a lot of records and write a lot of motions. Outside of that, but that's me. Nobody came to see me except for my wife, and she's just pretending, so go ahead.
She's already heard it.
She hears nothing but me. She's sick of it. All right, so Michaelbrent.
Okay, so before I forget, I'm going to apologize because as part of my mental health fund, I take medications that give me severe migraines, which is happening. So I super apologize for sounding drunk if I do, or not looking at you. I'm an internationally best-selling author. I'm best known for horror, but I write science fiction, fantasy, mystery, humor. I also have a Patreon page, which I recently started, called patreon.com/mywar-on-suicide, all one word. I have major depressive disorder, suicidal tendencies, and psychotic breaks. I also have body dysmorphia and dermatillomania, OCD, and a couple of other fun things. So, yeah, that's me.
I'm Brian Higgins. I run a non-profit called Create Real Change, which is creativity and mental health through filmmaking. We make a bunch of films in the hopes to break down the stigma that we all experience in mental health. I, again, have all the pieces of the puzzle that all come together to make a lovely picture of mental health, from PTSD to depression to suicidal ideation, on, and I use creativity to try to understand them and keep myself moving forward. So.
Awesome. I'm Candace Tarkeshian. I have been an ADA advocate for, it's been over 15 years now. I've been doing public speaking for about the same amount of time. I am currently starting a website to explore my homeschool, which is turning into a road school, to better accommodate my two teenagers and their mental health. So that is learnexploreadore.com, and you can also find that on Instagram. We are really working on building some new curriculums specifically for those who struggle to address some of the issues, especially social anxiety in large groups.
That doesn't happen.
Right. Says the man who was pacing around in the back 5 minutes ago. But yeah, I've got a bunch of things going on for myself as well. I've had PTSD for the majority of my life. I've struggled with anxiety and depression. And cyclothymia has been the most recent rundown of how that plays out, so it's been a good time. I'm just really excited to be up here with these guys and have a chance to talk with them.
Hi, my name is Kaitlyn Booth. I am the head film writer at Bleeding Cool, film critic for Watch Play Read, and co-host of the Nerd Dome podcast. I have massive depression, manic episodes, the occasional panic attack, which I'm trying not to have right now because I almost always have one right before panels, no matter how many times I do this, and OCD tendencies.
As soon as you said, anybody, I'm so sorry, this is me, and I feel like I get to make fun of myself. It's like if you're Jewish, you can make Jew jokes, so I can make crazy jokes. Anytime I hear somebody be like, I have panic attacks, there's this part of me that just wants to walk up and go, boo.
unhealthy coping.
Look, you're worse off than I am for a period of time.
Yellow card.
And I guess it's only fair at this point too. I didn't even think about it, so and that goes diagnostically for me. Most people in the mental health professions, you'll find out, have mental health issues themselves, and it gives, I would like to believe, special insight, but it also causes problems. I have ADHD that I take medication for, but I still have to wander, and I have anxiety and depression. And so, for me, I'm going to be wandering around. Now, with that being taken into consideration, is there anyone that would feel nervous if I end up wandering around close to them? I just want to make sure I don't want to trigger anybody, and I'm not being sarcastic. Okay, good.
That raises another thing. So like, I don't know about you guys, but a lot of people who suffer from this stuff or deal with it, however you want to phrase it, and are open about it and trying to help other people, most of the ones I've met make jokes about it. So I'm constantly making cuckoo pants jokes.
Yep.
So, and I'm not going to stop. So if that's something that really bothers you, this is not the place for you right now, because I suspect there are some jokes and stuff like, and some people, that's fine, it hurts their feelings or it makes them upset. I'm just saying, like, I'm sorry, I can't change my behavioral pattern for this panel for one person, so I'm just alerting you to that.
And we'll, and we'll temper them down.
Yeah, I'm the same, but I find that when I'm making light of the issues and the situations, not specifically the people.
Oh, never.
Yeah.
Well, and I think you stumble into that as a coping mechanism. I think most of us do. So I don't think it's that uncommon for us.
Yep.
So really where I want to go with this, and at least just start the conversation, there's no question, and I mean I made the joke about Silence of the Lambs just before we started here. But Hollywood, media, for the most part, a lot of writers don't have a really good understanding of mental health disorders. They think that they do. They may read the DSM or the ICD-10 or Wikipedia up something, and they go, oh, I've got it figured out, and they hear schizophrenia, and they're like, multiple personality disorders, that's what it is. No, it's not even that. It's like, well, they always talk to themselves. Yeah, that can happen. That's not always the case. Or you get bipolar. And my favorite is, so I've always worked in the forensics field, and that's just a fancy way of saying court-ordered stuff. And I can't tell you how often you have people come in and go, I've got multiple personality disorders, my mood changes all the time. Like how frequently?
Every 20
All the time.
days.
I'm like, that sounds more like anxiety. Or you get the person who's like, I'm bipolar. I'm like, do you use meth? Well, yeah. Okay, there you go.